MLB Network released their top 100 MLB players for the 2026 season, and they got some things right and got some wrong. According to MLB's website, the list is determined by MLB Network's research and production team. It is not 100% clear how much this list is based on where they stand based on what they have done, or if it is fully based on what they are expected to do in 2026. First up, we have a guy I can't even blame MLB Network for their ranking of him. I'm just particularly confident based on what he did in his short time on the field last year. Roman Anthony made his MLB debut on June 9th of last year and played his last game on September 2nd after straining his oblique. In that time, he played 72 games, put up a .396 on-base percentage, 140 OPS+, +4 fielding run value, and +7 defensive runs saved playing the corner outfield positions. This was enough to earn him the number 41 spot on MLB Network's top 100 list, but there's a strong possibility he will perform even better than that in 2026. In the time he was active in 2025, Anthony ranked 16th among all position players in F-WAR and ranked 8th in on-base percentage among 156 qualifiers in that span. Mind you, this was as a 21-year-old seeing MLB pitching for the first time. It also did not come out of nowhere, as he was the consensus number 1 prospect when he was called up. Most importantly, his success appears very sustainable considering his tools and the underlying metrics. He displays quality awareness of the strike zone with a 13% walk rate and 20% chase rate. His walk rate ranked 20th out of 156 qualifiers in the time he was active. Out of 107 hitters to see 500 plus pitches out of the zone in that span, Anthony's chase rate ranked 13th lowest. What really stood out was his 94.5 mph average exit velocity. Out of 117 hitters to see 1,000 plus pitches while Anthony was active last year, Anthony's average exit velocity was third highest behind just Kyle Schwarber and Aaron Judge. Anthony's 16% barrel rate also ranked 16th among those 117. This all tracks with what he was doing at the minor league level in 2025, where he posted a 95.0 mph average exit velocity and 20% barrel rate. While he hit the ball hard, he also did a good job of hitting line drives and quality fly balls in MLB, with his sweet spot rate being 3.3 percentage points above the 2025 league average. He avoided pop-ups very effectively and had the 7th lowest pop-up rate out of 172 hitters with 150 plus batted balls while he was active. With Anthony's talent, tools, age, and what he's already shown at the major league level, he will be a top 25 player in 2026. While the next player is not quite as young as Anthony, he is only heading into his age 24 season and still carries the potential to dominate in 2026. Elly De La Cruz put together an amazing 2024 season where he posted a 119 OPS+, +9 fielding run value, and stole 67 bases to rank 8th among all players in F-WAR. This made MLB Network rank him number 31 heading into 2025. In the 2025 season, he took a slight step back at the plate and went from an elite defender to an average defender according to StatCast. With defensive runs saved, he went from fairly average to comfortably below average. He also stole 30 fewer bases. Despite him regressing in many ways in 2025, he still ranked 39th among all players in F-WAR. However, MLB Network has him ranked number 52 heading into 2026. Obviously, the list is not based on wins above replacement, and with position players, it seems to skew more in the benefit of players who derive their value from hitting as opposed to defense and base running. While De La Cruz stole 30 fewer bases in 2025, he arguably performed better on the bases. In fact, his StatCast base running value and his base running runs were higher in 2025 than 2024. He made smarter decisions, getting thrown out on the bases on non-steal attempts 9 fewer times last season. He also took 2 more bases on fly balls, pass balls, wild pitches, balks, and defensive indifference than he did in 2024. This made him total +6 extra base taken runs in 2025, as opposed to +2 in 2024. Only Corbin Carroll had more last season. All in all, De La Cruz is a 24-year-old with the 12th most F-WAR among all players over the last 2 years and will be a top 20 player in 2026. Staying at the position, MLB Network changed its tune on one shortstop after posting a fairly similar season in 2025 as he had in 2024 at age 28. Willy Adames put up career highs in home runs, stolen bases, and F-WAR in 2024 to earn him the number 41 spot on MLB Network's list for 2025. After having a hardly noticeable drop in production in his first year with the Giants, MLB Network moved him 45 spots down the list to number 86. Adames' offensive numbers went down, but partially due to him playing his home games at a more pitcher-friendly ballpark. Using park-adjusted stats, his OPS plus only went from 119 to 111. His stolen base total went down, but his base running outside of stealing was better in 2025. Under the surface at the plate, his average exit velocity and barrel rate went up, strikeout rate remained within 1 percentage point of his 2024 strikeout rate, and his ground ball, fly ball, line drive, pop-up, and pull rates were all within 1 percentage point of their 2025 rates. In both defensive runs saved and outs above average, his fielding improved last year from 2024. One of the underlying themes in MLB Network's list is the undervaluing of defense, especially from a positional sense. Shortstop has proven to be one of the hardest positions to play, and an average shortstop's defense should be valued far more than an average first baseman's, and make up for some of the gap in offensive production. If you are not convinced, just imagine Jake Berger and Corey Seager switching places and thinking about who would fare better. Also, aging players who are losing some athleticism often go to first base, but never shortstop if they weren't already playing there. Willy Adames has been the 27th most valuable player according to F4 over the last 2 years and will be a top 40 player in 2026. As we remain in the middle infield, we will move to a player who seems to now be living up to the hype he had around him years ago. For a few seasons, the narrative surrounding Jazz Chisholm was that when he was playing well, he couldn't stay healthy, and when he was healthy, he wasn't playing well. However, in both 2024 and 2025, he has played at least 130 games, hit 20 plus home runs, stole 30 plus bases, posted at least a 110 OPS plus, put up 5 plus outs above average, and compiled at least 4 F-WAR. He is one of 4 players to hit 45 plus homers and steal 70 plus bases over the last 2 years, with the other 3 being Shohei Ohtani, Jose Ramirez, and Elly De La Cruz. This earned Chisholm the number 61 ranking on MLB Network's list for 2026, and it was his first appearance on the list since 2023. This is despite him ranking 38th among all players in F4 in 2025 and 34th over the last 2 years. Along with developing a quality resume, Chisholm made solid improvements in his process at the plate last year, which led to better results. He lowered his chase rate 2.7 percentage points, which helped lead to his walk rate increasing by 2.4 percentage points, bringing him from the 56th to the 78th percentile. Most significantly, his fly ball rate jumped from 25% to 33%. This helped bump his barrel rate from 9.7% to 15%, and home run rate from 3.9% to 5.8%. This helped allow his slugging percentage to rise 45 points, and OPS plus to rise 15 points. Defensively, he struggled at the third base position in 2025 according to both defensive runs saved and outs above average. But with the Yankees acquiring 2024 Gold Glove third baseman Ryan McMahon in the middle of last year, Chisholm is primed to play even more second base than he did in 2025, where he put up plus 8 outs above average and plus 2 defensive runs saved. Chisholm is shown to be valuable as a hitter, base runner, and defender, had a career year at the plate in 2025, and is heading into his age 28 season. He will be a top 40 player in 2026. Keeping it on the East Coast, we will shift over to the mound. After an injury-riddled 2024, Jesus Luzardo was traded from the Marlins to the Phillies and put up a great first season in 2025, although that may be hard to see. His 3.92 ERA and 1.12 ERA plus do not pop off the page, but his 29% strikeout rate and 2.90 FIP do, and underlying stats like FIP are typically very good indicators of real skill and future performance. For reference, 5 of the 7 unluckiest qualified starters regarding ERA and FIP in 2024 had lower ERAs in 2025. Among the 52 qualifying starters from 2025, Luzardo ranked 6th in strikeout rate between Cy Young finalists Yoshinobu Yamamoto and Hunter Brown, and 6th in FIP between finalists Yamamoto and Garrett Crochet. Overall, he was tied for 4th in strikeouts with Paul Skeens. This surge was not completely out of nowhere, as in 2022 and 2023 combined, his strikeout minus walk rate was north of 20%, ERA plus was 1.29, and ERA and FIP were both below 3.5. However, likely due to his unsensational run prevention last year, he was completely left off MLB Network's list. Part of what dragged his ERA was his luck with runners in scoring position, which was particularly unfortunate. His 3.95 BABIP against was the highest among 93 pitchers with 120 plus batters faced with runners in scoring position. That led to a 3.01 batting average against with runners in scoring position, as opposed to a 2.26 average against in all other situations. Over the long term, players typically have similar individual numbers in all base situations. For instance, Luzardo's career BABIP against with runners in scoring position before 2025 was 2.97. It will likely get back down to that level in his upcoming campaign. The Phillies gave this man $27 million a year for a reason. On a batter-per-batter basis, Luzardo was elite in 2025, and as a pitcher heading into his age 28 season, he will be a top 40 player in 2026. Staying on the bump, we have a similar situation with a lefty in Kansas City. Unlike Luzardo, Cole Ragans had a very good 2024 season, posting a 3.14 ERA, 131 ERA+, and .299 FIP in 186 1/3 innings pitched to earn 4th place in the AL Cy Young voting, and eventually the number 43 spot on MLB Network's list for 2025. In 2025, he posted a .467 ERA and only threw 61 2/3 innings due to a rotator cuff injury. This moved him down to number 89 heading into 2026. However, there should be confidence in Ragans based on what he did in his brief time on the mound last year. In some ways, he was more dominant than he was in 2024. His strikeout rate increased from 29% to 38%, largely due to his called strike and whiff rate rising from 30% to 33%. His walk rate also went down a percentage point, helping lead his FIP to go from .299 in 2024 to .250 in 2025. Among the 287 total pitchers with 60-plus innings last year, Ragans' strikeout rate ranked 2nd, strikeout minus walk rate ranked 3rd, and FIP ranked 14th, which was in the top 5% of that group. Unfortunately, his ERA-FIP difference was 2nd unluckiest among those 287. Even after returning off a 3-month IL stint, Ragans put up a 46% strikeout rate in his final 3 starts. On the longer-term scale, Ragans has been one of the most dominant pitchers in baseball since being acquired by the Royals in the middle of the 2023 season. Among the 81 pitchers to throw 300-plus innings since his Royals debut, Ragans' strikeout rate ranks 3rd and FIP ranks 4th. While any shoulder-related injury can be scary with a pitcher, Ragans' performance when he pitches should not be a worry in 2026, and he will be a top 30 player. For the final player, we are talking about perhaps the least excusable omission from the MLB Network Top 100 Players for 2026. Nico Hoerner is the only 2025 MVP vote getter not on MLB Network's list. Is he injured? No. Was he undeserving of MVP votes? No. Was it one random season from him? Certainly not. Hoerner has tallied at least 20-plus stolen bases and 10-plus defensive runs above average while posting an above-average OPS plus and weighted runs created plus every single year for the last 4 years. He's averaged 4.9 B-WAR and 4.4 F-WAR per season in that span, and has had at least 3.7 WAR on both websites every year. In these 4 seasons combined, Hoerner ranks 22nd among all players in F-WAR and 16th in B-WAR. Hoerner is also coming off a career year where he ranked 27th among all players in F-WAR and 12th in B-WAR, while winning his 2nd Gold Glove in 3 years. He was one of 4 players last year with 25-plus stolen bases and 10-plus defensive runs above average, joining Bobby Witt Jr., Pete Crow Armstrong, and Trey Turner. This was also while Hoerner was 14% above average as a hitter according to OPS+. This is probably the worst example of MLB Network overlooking a player because of their batting. While Seiya Suzuki, Christian Yelich, and Yandy Diaz are better hitters than Nico Hoerner, they are not better players. Unlike many of the other players mentioned, Hoerner cannot be considered unproven, unlucky, or someone coming off a down year. He has been one of the most consistent players in baseball, and will continue that by posting a top 40 season in 2026. Those are all the players who I believe will significantly outperform their 2026 MLB Network ranking. Who else do you think will do better than what MLB Network projects? Who may do worse? Let us know in the comments below. The algorithm does not always push these videos to those who would enjoy them, so please be sure to subscribe to make sure you get the next video. But that's all. See you soon.